or those of whom y'all listen to and support, from someone such as Tommy Sotomayor, Tariq Nasheed, Sinetta TV, The Black News 102, Sarasut Seti, Young Pharaoh, the Amara Squad, and it's a host, Brother Polite, just a host of persons of whom we admire, we support, and right now, at the upper echelon of all of this, it is turning into complete shambles. Of course, Tommy Sotomayor and Tariq Nasheed at one time was the best of friends. They were sharing a drink together. Y'all know how close Tariq and Tommy were, but now they are at each other's throats, or at least Tariq is chasing the hell out of Tommy. Tommy is on the run. Then you have the breakup of the House of Consciousness, where we have confrontation, ill feelings between Brother Polite, Sarasut Seti versus the House of Consciousness, Sinetta TV. He's an old, dried up old man that needs to kick rocks and go to the retirement home. It's just so much that's going on right now, and I just wanted to just put or give my little opinion, whatever it may mean, speak a little bit on this issue. Actually, what is happening, and you may not realize this, but many of you are spiritual. Many of you claim that you believe in God. And God, there's nothing that happens that is outside of God's control. Everything that happens to us, many of you believe it's God's plan. So, if there is a Sinetta, Polite, Sarasut Seti, Young Pharaoh beef going on, Amara Squad beef going on, is this God's plan? Now, I'm not no expert, and I'm the wrong person to really say yes or no, but I would think that, let's go back to the color purple. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. God knows what is best for you. Nothing happens without the approval of God, correct? Now, you have all this beefing going on in the so-called Black conscious community, because you have individuals that do not qualify to be your leadership. They don't qualify for you even to have, for them to have your ear. They don't qualify. They cannot take you anywhere. They don't have the right attitude. They don't have the appropriate knowledge in order to take you anywhere. Look how they behave, and they don't care nothing about the effect upon the people of whom listening to them. They don't care. It's all about their money. It's all about their pride. It's all about their celebrity. It's all about them. What about the people? So here you are, you have the attention of thousands of people listening to you, willing to probably do or be guided to where you want to take them. And now you confuse them, and now they don't know really what to do. It's a messed up situation, and you don't even care. What type of leadership is this? God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. God chooses whom he pleases. You say in your prayers, as a Muslim, and I'm pretty sure as a Christian, you hope that God, you would hope that Jesus puts you on the right path. And this is what I'm telling us. I am telling you that This is what is happening. If you want to have any kind of a chance to survive what's coming down the pipeline, you must be guided away from that which will cause you to be stuck in the pipeline, run over, caught up as a cog in the pipeline. That's a bad analogy. I know. I know. Okay, it's a bad analogy, but you're getting caught up in some mess. These are not your leaders. God is trying to show you these are not the people that you should be following, including, and I know that you're going to get angry, including the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. These persons are not the correct. They don't have the correct mentality. They don't have the vision. They don't have the purpose. They don't have a goal. And they don't include all of these of whom are oppressed. They want to make you into something they think you should be. It's not up to them to judge you or make you into what they believe you should be. They should only be concerned with your liberation. No more, no less. I don't care if you married to a Caucasian woman or Asian woman, or you could be married to Fido. I don't care about that. That's not my concern. Number one priority is that all of us who are the descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin, wherever you find yourself, Republican, Democrat, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew Israelite, Kemetic, wherever you find, a drunk, a prostitute, a hoe, a drug dealer, wherever we find ourselves in this life, all of us deserve liberation. Number one priority. All these other things don't mean nothing. And to seek liberation is the unification. You must seek the unification of all of the oppressed people. We are all different. We all suffer from being sick in this unnatural society and life. We must understand this. We must not be self-righteous and judgmental. We must include everybody. Some people may be on a higher level than others. And since you claim to be on a higher level, then you reach down and grab those on a lower tier and you help raise them up. Not with hate, not with being pompous, but a sincere, honest attempt to raise your brothers and sisters up out of the mud. Everybody can't operate on the same level, but everybody deserves to be liberated. We are the children of those who deserve heaven on earth. We are the children of those who have done nothing to nobody. Not because we have done something. We have been under the control of others that cause us to go out and murder, pillage, rape, and whatever in their name. But we are innocent people under the control of wicked folks. And we need to be liberated from them. We have done nothing to the Chinese. We have done nothing to the Africans. We have not done nothing to the Indians. We have not done anything as a people to nobody. We are innocent. We have been victims going on 500 or more years. So God wants to liberate you. God wants to change your condition. You have suffered enough. And because of your innocence, because of your suffering, you should be the first to qualify for this heaven on earth. This is why I'm telling you that Black conscious scholarship is not for you. Black conscious scholarship is not designed to liberate you. It is a consequence and a result of oppression. It is somebody else's fabrication, and it's a hand-me-down from Kemet, a hand-me-down from Hebrew Israelites, a hand-me-down from some Arabs. You, brothers and sisters, you don't deserve nobody's hand-me-downs. You want your own. So when people talk about you, they automatically know. Just like back in the day, when we used to call ourselves the people of soul. Even right now, if you talk about soul, there's only one image, only one people that can come up. And that is the people who are the descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin. When you think about soul people, the people of soul, soul food, soul train, anything related to the soul, Africans don't pop up in your head. Caucasians don't pop up in your head. Nobody on this planet pops up in your head. There's only one who can claim that, and that is us. We who are the descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin. This is yours, your creation. And you was on your way to the development of yourself. Coming up out of oppression, but learning who you are. Being and loving who you are, not trying to be somebody you never have been. It's just like, brothers and sisters, a dog comes from a wolf, but a dog is not a wolf. You may be your ancestors, our ancestors may have been Africans. Our ancestors might have been Native American people already here. It don't make any difference. You are no longer them. We must accept that we have become a new species. We are who we are. I don't want no hand-me-downs. I don't care what the Native American people did. I don't care what Africa's done. I want to be what I am and have become right now. This is not to say you don't cherish their history. You know, you cherish the history of your mother and your father and your grandpa, but you are not them. You are you. We are who we are. And so the God is removing and causing confusion, and none of them will be successful. God is causing confusion among the black conscious community, splitting Sarah Sukun from Sanetta and Sanetta from Polite and Tariq Nasheed from Tommy Sotomayor. None of these people, none of these persons, none of them will be successful in the long run. And none of them will lead you anywhere. That is what God is trying to tell you. God is trying to tell you something. Leave these people alone. And those who follow them, going to follow them to nowhere. In your scriptures, the God says, behold, I make all things new. If you want to be a black Hebrew Israelite, that's not new. That's thousands of years old. You want to be a Kemite, that's not new. That's thousands of years old. You want to be an Arab, that's not new. That's thousands of years old. Your God wants to tell you something. God wants to give you something. I want to give you something new. Where's it going to come from, God? I'm going to put it in you. The kingdom of heaven, it says in your scriptures, is in you. It's going to come up out of you. Not somebody divine, not a divine person, not a divine group. The kingdom of heaven is in you, and you should be able to recognize any voices that demonstrate the coming of the new. So your God tells you, behold, I make all things new, and the former things shall pass away. What is the former things? The former things is that which was in the past. You got to let those things go, and that's something that the so-called Negro, the African American, whatever you want to call yourself, this is something that we don't want to do. Instead of marching forward, we want to keep going backwards. You never lived 5,000 years in the past, but you want to be an Egyptian. So you try to wear clothes you think Egyptians wore. You try to grow your beard the way they did. You think they did 5,000 years ago. You want to go backwards. But the God wants you to give you something new, something that is just designed just for yourself. It's just like a dog. A dog is not a wolf. A dog is whatever that dog was bred to be. That dog has become its own breed, its own species. A Labrador Retriever ancestry goes back to the wolf. But a Labrador Retriever, a German Shepherd, is what they are. We are not animals. We're not like you. We are the same thing. We are in species. Even in Africa, there are many different kinds of Africans. The Zulu nation, the Yoruba nation, Somalis, Angolans. It's all types. They was living separate. They never were united. There's a reason why. We can't get along because we're different. We are different. The only way you can go back into Africa is that you have to specify and learn how to be a specific African, learn that language, and they will accept you. Right now, you just want to be a Negro, a Europeanized Negro, and you just want to go to Africa and keep being what you are. They are not going to accept you as you are. You are, and we are dark Europeans at this time. Now, however, if we had continued to evolve as the people of soul, they might accept that, because the people of soul are no longer Europeans. You have developed and grown past being a slave. Right now, you're just a slave trying to be something. And you're not going to be accepted by Europeans. You're not going to be accepted by Africans. You're not going to be accepted by nobody. You belong nowhere. So, God is trying to tell you something. God chooses whom he pleases. And you said that God knows what is best. So even though you like Tommy Sotomayor and Sarnetta and Sarah Sunset and Young Pharaoh, that's nice. But since God knows what is best, and God chooses whom he pleases or her pleases, why God can't be a woman? Then why won't you accept that which God gives you? It could be your little brother here. Because if you may not like what I'm saying, but I'm very sure you can tell that what I'm saying makes sense. You have to have the appropriate knowledge at the appropriate time in order to get the result that you need. I would like to just take a few minutes to send a message to actually all of our brothers and sisters, soul brothers and sisters, who are in the struggle in what we call Black liberation, in the struggle of what we call Black revolution, in a struggle to liberate ourselves from a vicious oppressor. And we have been victimized by this oppressor going on 500 years. And the time has come. Either we just accept that we will continue to be the world's most perfect eternal slave, or we shall begin the process once and for all to get this beast off our back once and for all. I myself prefer the latter. I refuse to be a slave to any person. I refuse to be a slave to an alien. I refuse to be a slave to some God. I refuse to be a slave to anyone or anything. I would rather be dead. I sent a message to these two particular brothers, but again to all of us in this struggle that we're trying to bring liberation. However, to liberate the physical body, and we have yet to liberate the mind, it defeats the purpose of revolution. It defeats the purpose of liberation, revolution. Because although you have freed the physical body, and the average so-called Negro in America, physically we are free. There are none of us, unless we went to jail, prison, or perhaps a mental institution. We have never experienced having shackles on our bodies. But what is very clear is that there are shackles on our mind. And sometimes these shackles are voluntary shackles. These are the worst, because these are shackles that we put on ourselves that we actually enjoy. There are people who actually will put on shackles for pleasure. This goes to show you how sick some have become. I want to bring a message to our brothers. And yes, if the picture flipped too quick, but yes, I would like to send a message to our brother Tariq Nasheed and my other brother, the General Sarah Sutan Seti. What must be made perfectly clear before you talk about somebody else? Let us talk about our own transgressions before we try to tell somebody else what they should do, what they did wrong, and all these other things. I want to say that there is great value in these men, Tariq Nasheed and the General Sarah Sutan Seti. That is the reason of why I'm speaking, because of your great value. However, you have disappointed not only myself, but so many, because your wisdom, what you know, should make you avoid the present situation that you find yourselves in. And I will explain that. Let me say this quickly about myself before I seem self-righteous and want to judge other people. And we never know how we are going to react to nothing until we are in it ourselves. Let me tell my story very quickly. There's a brother on social media that I was very, I guess you could say, cordial with, cool. We spoke on Skype, we spoke on the telephone, and all this type of thing. We were very cool. Then one day, out of nowhere, he accused me of creating false accounts and harassing and stalking him. I don't know where all this comes from. Actually, I do, but this video does not make it where I have enough time to go through all that. But this is what he accused me of 3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, brothers and sisters. Now, I asked this brother, I would debate you on the issue. I want to debate. I want to see your evidence. He refused to do anything but continue to spread lies and gossip and make threats on my life, and have other accounts, other faceless people make threats on my life, and he himself talking about, if you was right here with me, I'd beat the hell out of you. All this kind of stuff. Now, mind you, 3 or 4 years ago, I said, basically, I debate you the issue, prove it. You don't want to do that, I'm gone. So I let the issue slide. I let it slide. Because I figured, well, this is nonsense. It'll go away. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. But on my part, I want to tell you on my part, I let it go because it's a lie anyway. But this black man decided to continue to spread lies and gossip and slander my name and use the power that he had on his channel to help Google destroy my work, the Reality's Temple on Earth, with joy. They doing this, other black men, other black women, happily, with joy, try to destroy each other. Ain't that sad? That's some sad stuff. So it got to the point where I'm the #1 faceless troll. I am destroying and terminating and hacking other people's accounts and all kinds of foolishness and nonsense. Why would I do something like that when I am the only one who took Google to court to stop them from destroying black channels? I'm the only one. Everybody else, we need to take Google to court and do this and do. I am the only one who took an action. And then when I took that action, Google slowed down and stopped tearing down all these black channels. I don't care if I get the credit or not, but that's what happened. Because if they notice, I'm pretty sure all the people began to notice, the channel stopped being torn down for no reason. There are many brothers and sisters who had wonderful, brilliant, well-made channels, and they were destroyed for little or nothing. So now this man can talk, and all his other people, they can talk. But I'm the one who walked the walk. I'm the one who took on the races, not just running my mouth. So now it's got to the point where they don't stop. Not only is it this man, but he has all these other people bringing in, and they're using their channels to continue to spread this lie. So it is what it is. I tried to be peaceful, and I tried to not attack another black person for some nonsense, but I had no choice. But I want to remind us, this has been going on at least 3 or 4 years. So I have the right to defend myself. I have a right to go after these niggas. That's what they are. These are nigger trash, Negro trash. So just recently, I began a campaign to defend myself, and they became very upset. How are you upset? You are the liar. You're the one spreading lies. But now, when I defend myself, now you have a problem. Because for one thing, you look foolish and silly. I told them I will take a lie detector test. They should invest in a private investigator to prove their allegations. And this brother was talking all this big time stuff. I'll beat you up. So I told him, I will face you in a boxing ring. You pay half for the boxing ring. I will pay half for the boxing ring. And we give a prize of $1,000. And we can give that $1,000 to the charity of whoever is the winner of the boxing match. If that's what makes you feel good, you want to physically harm me, then let us box it out. When I began to defend myself, when I began to present these things, now it's silent. And my last words to them was, leave me alone. It is heartbreaking, and it's heartbreaking to have to use your talents, waste your time with other black folks who are victims of racism. But, it is what it is. Everybody that has dark skin is really not concerned with the struggle of black people. They really don't love the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. They're not really interested. So But you, so like I said, until it got to this horrible point, I tried to stay cool, calm, and collect, and I did it for years. So I have the right to defend myself. So now it comes. So now it comes to 2016, and we find ourselves with our brother, General Sarasun Seti. He's going back and forth with Sinetta TV, Black News, over contract or whatever it is. I met brother Sarasun Seti back in the day. I like Seti. 2009, I like Seti because he has so much energy. You know, that brother, man, he remind me of myself when I was a younger person. You know, his energy level is just awesome. And I don't mind supporting any of our brothers and sisters. And when I support you and I feel you're on the right path, I will support you and give you my all. Ask those who soldier with me in the Nation of Islam. I don't play. I'm there with you. You know, I'm with you to the end. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. Love this man, brother Seti. A lot of energy, a lot of fire. I also have great respect for our brother Tariq Nasheed. Now, what is it quickly that I would like to send to them? A message. Well, let me say this very quickly because my time is running out, about to expire, but I think I can make it within the next 6 minutes. Okay, let me start with Tariq Nasheed. Now, Tariq Nasheed just had an incident with Tommy Sotomayor, and we know about that. Some of you do. Now, my question, the thing about Tariq Nasheed and brother Sarasun Seti, both of these men are scholarly. They know history. And we should learn from history the mistakes that people made in history. Now, what if Tariq Nasheed came to Tommy Sotomayor and it just so happened Tommy Sotomayor had his gun on him and shot and killed Tariq Nasheed? Now listen to me. I want y'all to think. Some of you don't give a damn, but I do. Some of you don't care what these brothers and sisters do. You like to be entertained with the beef. I'm concerned with the life of Tariq Nasheed. Now, what if Tommy shot him? Now, it's possible that Tommy could be convicted with manslaughter, or Tommy could have gotten off with self-defense. Regardless to what happens to Tommy, Tariq Nasheed is dead. And you died. Why? Why did you die? Why were you killed? For nonsense. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. We put ourselves in these positions. You have no value being dead. So now we have also the General Sarasun Seti going back and forth with Sinetta, and you know, all this cussing and name calling and things of this nature. I'm very concerned with what's going to happen in New York City tonight. You know, when I made this video, and Sarasun Seti is on the video with his AK-47 or whatever it is. You know, it's madness. What are you trying to prove? You are of no value as a dead man. You are of no value sitting in the Caucasian man's prison. This is something that we must try to avoid. You and brother Tariq Nasheed are historians. Did not we not learn anything from what happened with Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad? Going back and forth? Why can't we just say, forget that, you know, I'm going on to do better things? I understand that we have to defend ourselves. Well, defend yourself, say your words, and move on and get the hell out of the way of a bullet that is silly, that is stupid. That not only goes for Tariq Nasheed and the General Sarasun Seti, but it goes for myself also. It goes for all of us who are in this struggle. I don't mind dying for liberation. I don't mind dying in the revolution. But it defeats the purpose when you give your life for foolishness. All this is silly foolishness. This brother has more value than he believed that you have more value than what you think that you have. You are valuable. Both of these men are smart. Both of these men are incredible warriors in the struggle. We should not go out like that. No. See, we have to be smarter. And if these people who are watching us, if they really were your friends, they would be telling you the same thing. Let that go. They would make videos. Taalik, let that stuff go. I'm on your side. Let's move forward. Brother General, I'm on your side. Let's move forward. You are more valuable. You're more smarter. You're more intelligent than these things. We don't want to put our valuable people in front of a silly bullet. It makes no sense. None of us are any good to our people as dead men. Dead men tell no tale. So the history of Malcolm goes from one point and now it has an ending. Let us not end like that. Let us not end on a silly note. We should learn from the history of Malcolm and so many others prior to ourselves. You are valuable. I love you, young brothers. We don't have to agree on everything, but there are better ways, and we should be smarter. And I am here, if you listen to me, as your elder. There are things that I can tell you because I want you to be successful. Because when you are successful, I am successful, and we as a people will become successful, and we will finally get this beast off our back once and for all. I would like to spend a few minutes, and I hope that you would give me a little bit of your time so that I may bring a message to help quash this beefing, this disagreement, and bring us understanding. And I want all of those who are involved in these conflicts that, for me, I don't know about anyone else, I surely do not like or wish to see you brothers and perhaps sisters at each other's throats to the point where the atmosphere is becoming ripe that somebody may lose their life. I wonder, is a little bit of money, is a little bit of he disrespected me, is all these things, is it worth the death of one sole person that we claim that we love? We say, many of us in this community, we say we love black people, but at the same time, when the black people do something we don't like, we are quick to call them coon. We are quick to call them Sambo. We are quick to threaten their lives. We are quick to do these things when the black people that we love make us upset. I would not wish death or harm to anyone who disagree with my words or who I believe don't like me. I would not wish death or harm to none of you. However, there are those who, because they dislike me, disagree with my words, they are very quick to threaten your life, and they will slander your name and gossip about you And then at the same time, like I said, they would turn around and talk about, I love the black people. Well, I am the black people. Malcolm X was the black people. You know, we are black people. But again, like I say, but when the black people get you upset, then it's time to murder and beat up, assault. And we use the same words that the racists use. Coon and Sambo and nigger and all these different things. Where you learn this from? I thought you was black conscious. I thought you grew up out of Negroism. I thought you grew up out of slavery. Clearly, we have a lot of growing up to do. Let me say this, and I would like for us to take the advice of our brother, Neely Fuller Jr. Neely Fuller Jr. says in his writings that long book, what's the name of that book? His famous book. Man, I should have brought it because it's got such a long title. I never can remember it. But Brother Neely Fuller Jr. wrote in his book that black people, the so-called Negro in America, we should not interact with one another because we're not ready. We should not interact with one another because clearly there can be no good that come up out of it. We are too immature. We are, our thinking is abnormal. We are wishy-washy. It's like two sick people coming together. And this is what you have right now. You're seeing a bunch of people whose mind is sick trying to interact with one another. And when that happens, you have a disaster. So Neely Fuller Jr. suggests to us that we really should not interact with one another until we have an idea that we have evolved, we have matured in our mind. So I have no problem with the brothers who say, I wouldn't date a black woman. So according to Neely Fuller Jr., that's a good thing. If you wish to marry or date a Caucasian pink woman, so be it. An Asian woman, whatever woman. Matter of fact, you can date a man if you want to. You can date Rover, your four-legged friend. You can do whatever you want to. That's fine with me. My only problem with many of these who date outside of the black woman and you look like a black man. My only problem with you is the fact that you want to run around and brag like your pink woman is better than the black woman, or your dog that you just married is better than the black woman. Then I can't let you go around and spread this lie. Because Rover, your pink woman, Asian woman, Indian woman, whatever you done dug up and put in your bed is not better than the woman that was made for us. I don't care what you say. And I will make that plain, and I will defend this black woman all the way down to the end. I don't care what condition she's in. It says on the a bottle of Similac, I think it's Similac, I was reading somewhere, the breast milk of a sick woman is better than Similac. So no matter what condition this black woman, no matter how bad she is, she's better for you than anything that you done dug up and got off the street. Because she was created for you and you came from her, whether you like it or not. You sad, pathetic pieces of, I don't want to go there. I want to talk about us. And I know we can get mad. Now, at the same time, I'm not going to wish death on these people. I'm not going to wish you any harm. But I am going to defend the black woman against these vicious, nasty attacks. Marry your trash and go about your business. Now, let us talk about our brothers who are at war, oh man, I don't like this. Now, you would think I might find some kind of joy. Wow, if Sarah Sudan Seti and Young Pharaoh and Sanetta and all these people, if they beefing, maybe I can step up and I can get on there and you people, see that's, oh wow. See, I'm not that way. It hurts my heart so much to see these brothers like this. But let me explain, and I hope that they're listening, and I hope that we find an understanding and don't join this type of sick mentality. We should not find no joy and jump. I'm on the side of Sanetta. I'm on the side of Young Pharaoh, and nobody should be on the side of nobody. You should be on the side of your people being united and loving one another and squashing all the beef, because these are not your enemy. If you got all that kind of fire, if you got all that hell raised up in you, then why don't you direct it at the real enemy? We always direct our hate and all our badness and all this towards another dark-skinned face. If you want to kill somebody, then you should know by now who needs to be killed. And it's not your brother and sister that's a victim of this racist society, just like you are. I want to say this. I want to say, being very non-biased, that it was an error that Sarah Sudan Seti and Pharaoh, they breached the contract with Sanetta. This is the reason why I'm saying this. Put yourself in Sanetta's position as a businessman. Now, mind you, that Sarah Sudan Seti have done many of these debates with Sanetta. Many, not one, not two, many debates with Sanetta. So he has an idea of the process and everything that's going on. You write up a contract. Now, when this debate started, it started months ago, I believe. I don't know how many months, but clearly a contract, an agreement. Everybody agreed upon certain things. I guess they put it in writing. I don't know if it's in writing or not, but it was agreed upon. And if you sign the contract, then that's something you agreed upon, written in stone. Now, if you want a stipulation, give me 30 days to think about it. Then after 30 days, if I feel like I don't want to participate in this contract, then you stipulate that in the contract, and then if you change your mind within the 30 days or 45 days, whatever you decide, or the whole contract, which I doubt, because we have an event. We planning an event. Sanetta is a businessman, and if you was a businessman, that means you're spending your time, you're spending your money, you're planning, you're trying to set up this event so that it can be successful. The success of the event benefits Sanetta, it benefits Pharaoh, it benefits the Ibn'rad squad, it benefits everybody, and above all, it's supposed to benefit the people, correct? Now, so since Sarah Sudan Seti has had many of these debates with Sanetta and understands the process, see, it's wrong for you to wait a few days before the event and then talk about, I want to renegotiate my contract, I changed my mind and all like that. That's not doing good business. And you're actually breaching the contract because you've already agreed prior, months and months. When you first signed the contract, there was no problem. The second week, there was no problem. Third week, fourth week, the first month, second month, there is no problem. Then all of a sudden now, we have a problem. See, that's brothers and sisters, we shouldn't do that. Now, if you have a problem with that, then if you are a brother, if we are brothers, if we are family, then you do this event and say, look, I'm not going to do no more unless we negotiate different terms. But I cannot work like that. But you've already agreed to these terms. Then as a brother, see, Sanetta is going to make $5 million. I'm going to only make 2,000. That's what you agreed upon. The next event, then you can renegotiate the terms and whatever. Then Sonetta makes $3 million and you make $2 million. However y'all want to do it. See, this, we have to think from a business point of view. We've already done it. You've already entered into a contract. Now, according to the law, now you have these brothers going back and forth. If I catch you on the street, I'll beat you up and do. That's not how business works, unless you're a gangster. Yeah, now, I'm trying to tell you what's happening from a legal point of view according to the laws of the United States of America. Now, if y'all gangsters, we got a whole new different set of rules. I don't know. I can't tell you how gangsters do things, outside of the law. See, now, according to the law and how things are supposed to do, when you breach a contract, young Farah and Sarah Seti breached this contract. So they opened themselves up to a lawsuit that is greater than what they would have gotten paid, because you caused Sonetta to lose I don't know how many thousands of dollars in revenue because you breached this contract. The event was dependent upon you to come and do what you're supposed to do. And you've decided at the last minute, I'm not going to do that. It reminds me of back in the day when Michael Jackson was on his Dangerous tour. And then those child molestation allegations start popping up. And Michael steady tried to continue his tour, but the bad publicity and all that started getting to Michael. He started getting sick and he started canceling shows. Well, see, Michael is on this tour. And each place where he goes, there are promoters. And these promoters have spent money. They promoted the event. They've done different things. They need Michael to come and perform. There is a clause in the contract, I'm pretty sure they wrote up. If Michael does not do what he says, Michael owes them a certain amount of money. That's just how things work. They don't care about Michael being sick. They don't care about Michael's personal problems. I put my money out here. I've invested in this event. I've sold a certain amount of tickets. Michael has to come perform. Otherwise, I'm in extreme debt. You've messed me up, man. So basically, brothers and sisters, that's where we stand. That's why, if we are brothers and sisters and we don't need the Caucasian man people's law, then we need to honor our contracts. That's why, brothers and sisters, that's why blacks do not like to do business with other people of soul, because we be tripping. Because you wouldn't treat a Caucasian like that. A Caucasian person take you to court just like that. And if somebody take you to court and win a judgment against you, that judgment will always stand. So they're going to get their money. If you become a millionaire, you're going to give them their money sooner or later. Now, the last thing I want to say very quickly, and I hope that Sonetta would hear my words in relation to young Pharaoh, or Sarah Seti, and Brother Polite, and all those in the House of Consciousness. We understand that on your platform that you bring many people up. You've done this for Dr. Umar Johnson. You've done this for Polite. Even to a certain point, Sarah Seti, and so many brothers and sisters. You wouldn't do that for me. I don't know. How come I couldn't become part of the House of Consciousness? I don't know why. But anyway, people evolve. People get to the point where they want to do their own thing. And you're not a pimp. I hope not. You're not a pimp. So the relationship that you have with certain persons. You benefit, they benefit, and you enjoy that until it's time for that person. They say, I'm ready to leave the nest. Or I might not no longer believe in the House of Consciousness platform. Whatever. They decide to go on their way. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you nothing. You benefit out of the relationship just like they did. Nobody owes nobody anything. People have the right. Unless, of course, you like Elijah Muhammad, who didn't like when Malcolm decided it's time for me to split. And so you start doing this crazy stuff. And, of course, Malcolm eventually was murdered because of this. Elijah Muhammad made him. He's a traitor. And no, see, that's wrong attitude. Wrong attitude. Nobody don't owe nobody nothing. We should be happy that we help people become better so they can express their great potential, so they can help the people. That's what you claim. You say that you want to help the people. How are you going to help the people? By murdering their greatest helpers. I don't understand this. So I just wanted to put that out there for us, brothers and sisters. And we need to stop egging this on and help our brothers and sisters when beefs break out. Help them quash these things, because we are not our enemies.